All right, peeps. Jazz Band here. We are working on an introduction to Audacity. Um, uh, Before we start, you should already have visited Audacity and downloaded the option or the version that you need. Um, I think that will work for you. I think there are a couple of things that make this a little bit of a tricky download. I'll kind of let you guys get to the website, download it, and if there seems to be a problem, then I'll make another video that kind of talks you through the download. But um, this is this, okay? Download Audacity. All right. After you install it, this is what you're looking at. Here's some old work that I had. I'm going to get rid of it for you so we can start fresh. So this is what it'll open up for you. One of the things that we're going to be doing is called overdubbing. So we are going to be listening to tracks and playing tracks. So the first thing I want you to do is come over to Transport and turn on overdub. Mine is already on. Yours will probably look off, so you have to come down and turn it on with a check. Okay, so just to make sure, overdub, I point at my screen like you can see me pointing at it. Overdub should have a check next to it. Okay? Cool. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we need a click track. All right. Click tracks are under Generate right here, and it's called Click Track. All right. 120 beats per minute is great, but you can change it from 30 to 300 beats per measure. That's if you like the teak tock 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 teak tock tock tock. I'm more of like a traditionalist. I just like beats. That's fine. And I'm going to give myself 100 beats. I don't probably need that many, but there's all sorts of other little things where you can kind of change the sound of it. I don't really get into that stuff. It sounds fine. So boom, I made my click track. You can listen to it. Okay, sounds like a click track. All right, so that's easy. I'm going to talk to you guys automatically when we start recording. It's going to make, you can see I'm starting to be recorded now. Okay, I'll stop that. I don't want to use that. That was an accident. I just click X. That track is gone. I hit Control Z. That track is back. So if you accidentally do something, Control Z, we all hopefully know Control Z and the lifesaver that it is. You will need that a lot more in college. But it only works for like computer work, not life. So the next part is getting something recorded. All right. Well, I'll take you on one little detour here. If you want to add tracks, there's another way to do this, and I just want to share what the difference is between these. So an audio track in Audacity is a mono track. It's going to record or play just here, okay? One channel, same sound in both ears or in both channels. If we want to create a stereo track, it's going to give you separate identities for the left and the right channel. So you can do things like pan and have different sounds be stronger in the left and the right. A classic example, the 1988 recording of Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. Izzy Stradler plays rhythm guitar in this channel, and Slash, the iconic lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses, he plays the lead guitar in another channel. And it creates something called stereo imaging or sonic imaging sometimes. And that makes it feel like you're looking at a stage and you see one guitar player over here, so you hear him out of here, and you hear another guitar player over here, and you hear him out of here. We use that trick actually in our marching band program. The marimbas are panned so that like if Anna is the furthest one over, her marimba comes out of this speaker louder than it does that speaker. And if Ava's over on this side, her mallets come out of this speaker a little bit more strongly. They come out of all the speakers. You don't go like 100%, 0%. You do more like maybe like an 80-20, maybe a 60-40, sometimes even. So we have all sorts of different mixes that we use that way. But that's not really what you need to know. It's just something that is kind of fun to kind of mess around with. Okay, so again, remember we have that overdub thing on, and I believe that's what makes it possible for us to listen to the click track and to record ourselves. So here we go. I'm going to give myself um, 8 clicks on the count in, and I'm going to go up and down the scale in half notes on B flat concert, something real simple that you can do without any sheet music or anything like that. 8 clicks, and I'm in on half notes. Okay, and when we record, I made the last note 2 whole notes long, and you'll see why in a little bit. But I also gave myself 8 counts on the back. So if there's an 8 count lead, then put an 8 count tag of click. That allows you to keep reverberation. And granted, I'm playing on a P trumpet that I think actually has a leak in it, and so it sounds extra bad. But if you are getting into this as kind of like, I'm trying to learn about the recording process, you want to give yourself that time because sometimes you want to record the reverb. Now I'm in my basement. It's not like, the Carnegie Hall or anything. But that is part of the character of what you're recording. So usually give yourself a little bit of a chance to score that. All right. I forgot to erase this track that I had made earlier. So I just deleted a track that we'd never recorded. When you click record, it automatically starts a new track. Okay. Let's listen to the playback on that. Okay, I'm going to stop and you're going to all make fun of me that I can't play with a metronome. For me, and I'm going to troubleshoot this a little bit, there's a little bit of latency. When I'm hearing the click track, I feel like I'm pretty much playing with it in my ear, but the playback, it's just not recording. So there's some latency between the sound of the click track going to my ear and then my response and then the microphone picking it up. So there is a solution. You don't have to just deal with it. You're gonna pick this tool right here. It's called the selection tool. Okay, it's right under well, it might be under the effect button. Okay. Oops, sorry, there goes my phone. I have some weird alarm on there. Okay, so what I'm going to use is this time shift tool. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we know I was just off by a little bit. Okay, maybe some of you are saying it was a little more than a little bit, but that's fine. I'm just going to shift my part over just a little bit. Okay, I barely moved it. It was really hard to see, but let's see what happens. It's still a little bit late for me, and if I let Nate hear this, he's definitely going to say it's late. So I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Okay. Pretty good. All right, I might have a setting on my microphone that faded out my sound. You can even see in the sound wave, this sound wave right here should be twice as long because I thought I played 2 whole notes at the end. So I'll troubleshoot that for you guys and try to answer that later. That's not really part of today's goals. Today's goals are just to get a 3 tracks recorded. We got our click track and we got our first master main track. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna solo right here. That means you can only hear the click track. And you can see this kind of muted out a little bit. Now I'm only going to hear the click track, and I'm going to give myself 12 clicks and then play the same thing. All right? A mute button mutes the channel that you muted. Okay? I think that part is easy. The solo part is probably a new reference. Solo turns that channel into the only channel you hear. So when I'm having a problem in marching band with pit mix, and let's just say it just doesn't sound right, I'll pick on Ava because she's in our group right now, and we know she's great. I'll pick her channel and I'll click solo, and that turns everybody else off, and I only hear Ava, and I can troubleshoot her mix and why her instrument's not sounding the way that we want it to. Okay. I don't want to hear myself playing. Sometimes people like hearing the playback as they play along. You might argue that it's a little more authentic um, because you're playing with more sound. I'm just going to use a click track though. Okay. I'm giving myself 12 counts on the lead in. Here we go. So 12 counts. Cool. And I recorded that 8 count tag as well. All right. So now I have everything. I'm going to unsolo that. You notice during the count off, I did this on purpose because I wanted to show you another trick. During this time of, staying quarantined with our families, sometimes little kids, little siblings come in and interrupt something that feels important for you, or a parent, hey, go take out the trash or whatever. You can get rid of this. Use the selection tool. This little boo-boo right here, I'm just going to highlight it. Okay, you can highlight anything when you have the selection tool. Highlight that, and I just want it to return to silence. If I delete it by just clicking delete or cut, you see it shifted my part over. Okay, so I'm going to undo that. Control Z undoes anything. Okay, I don't want to delete it. I want to silence it. So under generate, you can generate silence. It's going to ask you how much silence. I already highlighted it, and it says 1.23233 seconds. Okay. All right, let's listen to this playback here from the top. Okay, that second track, it's a little bit sloppy because we understand there's a little bit of that latency, right? So we're going to just like double click with the selection tool. So you have the selection tool selected. I came down here, I just double clicked my track. I'm going to use that time shift again. Okay, going to shift it over just as soon as I see it budge. Oh, that might have been too much. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I may have messed that up. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Now my microphone, I'm just using a little microphone on my computer. The quality, guys, there's gonna be some limits from the quality. So you hear some clipping. I probably shouldn't have my trumpet playing over. I'm pretty much over the microphone on my laptop here. So I mean, I could probably take 5 steps back, give myself an extra 8 clicks or something like that. But anyways, that sounds pretty good. I can mute this now. Okay, so I'm going to mute the audio track. Now you're going to just hear it, quote, clean. I'm not going to play the rest of it because you kind of can get the gist of it. All right. Now, if I want to make this, if this is my fancy little song and I'm going to go hand it over to the producers and stuff, okay, I use that selection tool. We don't need 8 counts, okay? Maybe we need like, you can see up here it's measured out in seconds, okay? So there's basically, I start 4 seconds in, right? Which would make sense because there's 8 clicks. They're 120 beats per minute. That's 4 seconds. So we'll give ourselves a 1 second lead in. So I'm using that selection tool, okay? I'm right around the 3 area here, and I'm just dragging over. I'm going to delete that much, but I have to do it for both. So drag all the way down. Okay, hit delete, boom. Now I have a little bit more of a tidy concert performance. Okay, that's Audacity. It's really fun. My goal is I'm gonna upload. I'm gonna get you guys files of bass only, of drum set only, and of piano only. I might even give you jazz guitar too. And you can use it, or you can arrange your tunes. So maybe the piano does the lead in all by itself, or maybe you do bass, and then you layer in the section of the rhythm section a little bit. That could be kind of fun. You could do that by just cutting out a section of, the first 8 bars of the piano and just create silence. So it's, whatever. So I'll give you those as individual tracks so you can kind of mess with those, and I'll show you how to upload those in another one of these lessons. I just want you to get this far first. And then rhythm section, I don't want you to think that you're just being replaced by robots. You'll record your part. We'll work through that as well. And when when you feel like you've made a good part, a good recording, then students will be able to swap out their computer piano player with their Ava piano player. Okay. So a really fun project. You're going to have yourself playing solos. Maybe you're harmonizing on this on the head of the chart, so it's you playing the harmony and the lead. And then when you're soloing, maybe we have like you recording 2-3 part background harmonies. Like dee dee doo 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 doo. Just that kind of stuff, but harmonize in all by yourself. And then you can have some guest artists come in and solo or play parts with you too. And we can do all this by just recording ourselves and sharing. The last piece, you do save these as projects. Okay. The overall project you're going to be working on and making this recording of you on this song is going to take several sessions on Audacity. So save the project as an AUP file. I must have. Oh, I got you. I got to save as okay. This is my Parker Duet 2. I did a practice one earlier to make sure all my tools are working. Okay, but an Audacity AUP file is what you save it as. Okay. Later, when you feel like you want to share it with just like as an MP3, then you're going to export it. And you export, you can pick WAV, MP3, OVFs, all sorts of stuff. So anyways, there's still a lot of tools in here, folks, that we're going to mess with. There's some reverb. There's a whole list of effects that are crazy. We can change the tempo. We can even change the pitch on things, which is kind of fun. And we can boost treble and we can boost bass and those things too. So anyways, try to get yourself downloaded on Audacity, create a click track, and create 2 more tracks of you playing. And you can do something different if you want to be creative and record row, row, row your boat in around and do as many parts as possible. If your instrument is not really working all that great, try singing. Just try singing stuff. Just to get the tools down. I think the overall thing is not the product that you're going to make. It's the process of learning about this part of music. And maybe it inspires you to try being a little bit more experimenting with your practice routines. Okay? Appreciate it. Hope everything is going well for you and you're staying safe. Take care.